really quickly, my foray into drag, I'd love to hear yours. Okay. Because girl. And Jordin, yours too, because when you came on the show, I didn't even know you were such a huge fan of it. So really quickly, my story is simple. Anybody went to the Battle of the Seasons tour that we just did? I'm sorry to repeat myself. But this is my story. I was 17 years old, and I moved to New York City to go to musical theater college, which I don't recommend. Just think about it before you do it. And I had no friends. I knew nobody. We didn't have things called Scruff and Grinder. And we didn't have things, it's true. And I am on Scruff and Grinder. And you can send me dick pics. It's okay. So I moved to New York City. My mother said, you need to go out and meet people. That's how you want to be an actress. That's how you're going to meet people. So she got me a fake ID that said I was from the University of Texas. I don't know. I'm clearly not a Texan. Not that I don't love my Texans, but I scream New Jersey. It's quite obvious. And I went out, and the first people that I met, the first boy, I went to a club called The Underground in New York City. A beautiful brown-skinned Puertorriqueño, as we say, Puerto Rican boy. His name was David. He came running up to me, and he said, girl, what's your name? And I was all alone in a nightclub because I didn't know what else to do. And I told him my name, and he brought me back into this dark room. And as it opened up, we went through like a hallway. As it opened up, there was like 20 to 30 of the freakiest, weirdest group of misfits that I'd ever seen, and I knew at that moment I was home. That was my people. I had found my tribe. I knew that where I belonged, you know? And there were all sorts of people there, and they were femme queens and butch queens and drag queens, and they were doing something that I'd never seen before, which ended up being voguing. So long story, really, really short, that's how I got involved in the Christopher Street. I was a peer queen, and that's how I got involved in ball walking and the underground kind of Harlem ballroom scene. Drag means freedom for me, drag means self-expression, and drag means I can be the woman that I am today, all because of drag. Now, we're gonna go to Jordin. I wanna know Jordin's story, how she got involved in drag, and then we're gonna hear Michelle Visage. Now, mind you, when she speaks, it's like going to church. So it's Sunday. That's good. All right, Jordin.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I couldn't tell. Hi. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my God. Thank you. So I was introduced to my first drag queen actually when I was 14.
So like last year?
Yeah, right. Pretty much. It was in my high school drama club. The president of my drama club was a drag queen on the weekends, and his name was Sapphire St. Regis.
Yeah!
I grew up in a very spiritual family, you know, go to church. I still do. Faith is a huge part of my life. But for me, my God loves everybody. My God accepts everybody. My God loves everybody, no matter who you are, race, color, creed. It doesn't matter. So for me to actually be around and just having so much fun, that was my intro into it. I love drama, I love theater, I love just over the top, everything, over exaggeration. So that's where I met my first drag queen. And then I didn't really get to be around them just growing up after that. And then
because you were in Arizona.
I was in Arizona, yes. there's a bigger oh yes, hi. There's a bigger drag scene now, but then there wasn't really that I knew of. And then Drag Race came on TV and I was hooked. I just had to watch it. I love it. And then I got to be a judge this past season, and it was, did you guys watch? You guys watched, yeah, of course you watched. Oh, thank you.
She was really good.
Thank you. I was just I fangirled the entire time. You sat next to me. Yeah. And it was just so amazing to actually meet Ru and to meet you and to see the queens and to just be around it all. It was amazing. And again, I'm going to reiterate, just being around people who are so unafraid to be themselves in either way, whether they're, all cleaned up and looking beautiful or just being themselves without the makeup. I loved it. And that really helped me as well. Being yourself. I know everybody says it and it kind of seems so cliche, but it's true because being yourself is enough. I actually didn't know what to wear today. I was like, should I go way more dressed up and maybe they won't know it's me and they'll think I'm in drag as me? Yes. Or should I just go?
That happened.
Should I just go as myself? And then I didn't have time to do all the makeup, so
you
I just
look perfect and gorgeous.
Right.
Yes, and that's all that matters.
I figured from behind they might think I'm a drag queen because I'm so tall.
So I'm
I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
So now, the legend, the diva, Sheryl Lee Ralph, you are here with us. Now, you've been around drag queens for a while.
A very long time.
Tell your story, girl.
Well, let's see. It's a long one.
We want to go.
I'll come to all of the points. I think most of you do know that there is a true history to drag.
Amen.
And the true history of drag is that it started on the stage, where most of us queens belong. Jersey connection, I graduated from Rutgers University.
Fantastic school.
In New Jersey.
Mason Gross?
How about that? Before Mason Gross.
All right, girl.
Yes, the first one for Mason Gross. And why would somebody who actually went to Rutgers be standing right in my eyesight, which is so weird?
No way!
He went to Rutgers, too.
I was the arts editor of the paper, and Cheryl wrote record reviews for me.
How about that? And he's standing there, which is so weird. But the history of drag is on the stage. And for all of the women who love drag, there was a time when it was prohibited, where you could not do it. Women could not act on the stage anywhere around the world at any time. From England all the way to Tokyo, women on stage was prohibited. So they created these young men who had female features, and they created beautiful women.
She's going back to Shakespeare, people.
Thank you.
She's taking it way back.
All the way back,
Yes.
even past Bunraku in Japan, when the females were in the puppets, right? Then they turned to the girly boys, is what they were calling the young actresses then, who were all boys. But it is this attention to becoming the perfect woman. It is the attention to how.
Yes, girl.
How do I relax into my best self, my own perfection, and make it real for everybody? I was at a convention yesterday called the Women's Expo. Okay. And right next door was DragCon. Now you've got to feel me,
Get the connection.
because all of the women next door, when I walked in all of my white, my ponytail, my face beat for the gods, my heels on, and my attitude, what right? For the whole world, they wanted to know, how do you do that? My response in my head is, how do you not do this? Why do I love drag? Look at me.
So, I know that you guys must have questions out there, and if you do, please raise your hand, and I'm going to find a way to, and well, you can just scream it, because it's quiet enough back there.
Me.
Me. She painted, is that your boyfriend? Your husband?
I'm right there with you, sister. Drag queen, I'm straight too.
It's a situation that I love, and you see more and more of it as life becomes more open and we get more equality and things like this. But a straight man who likes to dress in drag, and he says, how does he find women who would be accepting? Is that the
Is
question?
it women that you want to be in a relationship with, or you just want to have girlfriends?
Both, but especially the relationship.
Yeah.
You want to have a relationship. Are there? Well, let's see where we are. Are there any women in the room who are into men who dress as women?
Here we go.
Y'all should talk.
Look, there's a whole room. There's a whole room of them.
If you had seen, he's right here on the front row. If you had seen his face when other folks acknowledged that they were into who he is, it was, you should have seen his face.
It was excitement in
Yeah.
the purest form. Because you feel alone in that situation. This is what this is for. And you see people like that and you connect. And eventually you do find your tribe. But I think that's so brave of you and so good, because we've been seeing cross-dressers for a very long time who are straight men that like to wear women's clothing, but they don't necessarily feel transgender. They just enjoy how they feel as when they dress as a woman, but they are a heterosexual man under that. And I know it's a big concept. I have met every single walk and breed you can imagine. I've met a drag queen who's dating a lesbian, which makes me go,
Wait, what?
it's a hetero couple, but okay, do it your way. You know, it's just the way. So there's always somebody out there for you. I can promise you. It's just finding your people. Don't give up what you love to do. That is number one. You'll find somebody who loves what you do as well as you do.
Yeah. Yep.
We're all here because this is our tribe and this is our community, and it's fabulous. And as a straight woman who hangs out with gay men and drag queens back home in Massachusetts, which is pretty progressive, there's still a lot of haters and a lot of judgment. What can I do? What can we do when we go back home and we're not with our tribe every second to have more people accept? Like, what I feel like I need to do more, and I don't know what else I can do. But there are some people who just kind of go, you do what?
There'll always be that.
Always.
I don't know how to respond to that. And I should know how to respond to that at my age.
Maybe the response is you should come sometime. Like, maybe you should come with. You should come and experience it. Because a lot of people, no matter what it is, whether it's a religion, who you are, what you do, what you experience, how you are in the bedroom, whatever it is, somebody is always going to be like, you do. I'm sorry. What did you say? You do that? Oh, I would never. Or I would never be involved in that or see that or do that. But it's because they've never been. They've never been around it. They've never seen it. They've never experienced it. They've only heard. So for them, or for you, I feel like the answer could just be, well, why don't you come with me? Or, you know what, you would love to meet them. They're so great. Or maybe find something that they have in common. Like if you are a country artist, if he hangs out, just walks around and is like, hey guys, what's up? You know, if there's something that they might have in common, hey, why don't you come? We're going to go see this action flick. I don't know. And you guys end up walking and having a good time and just talking together, you know, just introducing people in that way when they have some commonality.
Normal person approach?
Well,
Yeah,
it's true.
that's it.
It's true.
That's it right there. My husband is a politician in a very interesting state, Pennsylvania. And I was on, as a judge, RuPaul's drag show. Baby, January 1st is where all of the politicians come together from both sides. Do you know what brought everybody together on January 1st? Drag! The Republicans and the Democrats, if you only knew.
Republicans just do it in the bathroom stalls. That's the difference. Democrats do it in the public.
If you knew the number that were like, oh my God, you were on that show. What was it like? Tell me about this queen. Tell me about that queen. I'm serious. They were like, can you get us a picture from RuPaul?
So, as we wrap up this panel, I want Jordin to give, because we just got that. I want Jordin to give some parting advice to these kids out here, whether they're boys or girls or women or men or still figuring that out. What's your parting words for them, for people who love drag?
No pressure. Goodness. Well, being that I still feel like a kid, and I'm still
are a kid,
learning.
girl. You are a kid.
But I mean, like a kid. Like I still feel like a kid, and I know I can't get away with that for very much longer. But I'm still going through it. 20s are where you're just the uncertainty, and you wake up, and some days you're just like, I'm not quite sure where I fit in in this grand scheme of
That's
this thing
right.
called life.
That's okay.
That's
And then there are
okay.
days when you wake up and you're just like, I get it. I got it. And then
Yes.
it goes away again. And you're just like, I don't know what's happening. So I'm going through that right now. And my thing is, and has always been, it's been so crazy because obviously it's a little bit different. I live my life and people know what I'm doing. They know where I am. They know what I ate for lunch yesterday. Like, you know, it's kind of crazy. But
But
at the same
sidebar, hold
time-
that thought. I'm not going to
Yes.
interrupt you. I'm doing this
Holding.
for a reason.
Holding.
We've seen Jordin go on a roller coaster like
there you
this
go.
with her life and her
Absolutely,
weight and her
yes.
relationships. And
you
I just
go.
want to say that, because I know how hateful people are. I've seen hate thrown your way. Now that I've known you and we text and we talk, this is a beautiful young, just beautiful shining star sitting next to us.
Thank you.
And I want to say how proud I am personally of you, because you fight through it all. You stay who you are.
That's right.
You have changed your whole being. You glow. You are such a great role model for these kids out there. So you keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing it right. All right? All right. Carry on.
I don't know what I was saying. I don't know. Anyway, something that happened. So I did Idol. You guys know I was on American Idol. I auditioned and I was told no. Right. And it was the same season that I was told yes. And I didn't give up. Giving up isn't a part of my vocabulary. If I could say anything, get that out of your vocabulary. It doesn't happen. It shouldn't be there. You should never think about it. It just shouldn't be there. So those moments where you have that little seed of doubt or that voice of doubt that's telling you, you shouldn't like to dress up because you're straight. You shouldn't like this. You shouldn't have rainbow hair because nobody else has rainbow hair. I love it, by the way. It's so awesome. You attract what you are.
Yeah.
And when you finally do accept yourself, whether it's at different stages, you'll find people who are right there with you, who relate to you, who can be that shoulder to cry on, who can be that person to go to the drag show with you, who can be with you and stand behind you and say, yeah, you should come. You should totally come. You would love it. So I would just say that. And again, to look in the mirror and go, I love me. Even if you don't believe it at the time.
That's right.
Being able to hear yourself say it. Eventually you'll hear it or you'll
That's
feel
it.
it. Yes. I love you doing that. Thank you.
It's the truth. Thank you all for sitting here and listening to us and for celebrating drag. Enjoy DragCon.